Hello, hi, and welcome to CharmedPersons, The Remains Season 8. Hope you had a wonderful Tuesday, having a good week so far. Bees in the chat, good to see you. Bees, and thank you for the 9 months. Wow, you're the best.
Simply we could have had a full child by now.
Simply the best.
Birthing those subscriptions.
Yeah. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central, right here, is the next episode of Hear Me Out, our little funny presentation show where we try to convince you of our controversial opinions. So come check that out. It'll be hosted by Angie this time with presenters Emily, myself, and Kelsey. So come check that out. And then Thursday at 7 p.m. Central, we have the next session of Monster Hearts with the full crew. The whole gang of weirdos is back. So come check out that session this coming Thursday. And then Sunday, as a reminder, we are not having a Campaign 3 session. Emily and I are going to be on vacation in Jamaica, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah, Jamaica, South Carolina.
The wonderful sprawling city.
I just wish it was Jamaica. Just take me back. So we won't have that session, but stay tuned at CharmedPersons for more updates and stuff. So also join the Discord. Come talk to us. We chat and we share cute puppy and other cute pet pictures. I didn't mean to be triggering with the word puppy. And also, art. Come see some of B's really cool art in the Discord. It's really dope. Anyway, that's it for announcements. So let's jump into a recap of last week's episode.
Must we?
We must. Unfortunately, we must. In our last session,
skip all the hard parts.
Our survivors came face to face with some cordyceps infected. They fought on their heels quickly and unprepared, and the infected were eventually dispatched after delivering quite the beating to our survivors. However, there was a tragic, heroic death amongst our group of survivors. Before she was about to be killed, Perry Parker's dog, Bogey, jumped in front of a would-be attacker, saving his owner's life, but sacrificing his own. After a sentimental burial, the survivors struggled to get some sleep. In their dreams, their pasts came by for a little visit. Jenna Baker's memory showed her on the rooftops of Atlanta, talking to a fellow survivor about what home really means. Ruby Russell's memory introduced us to her brother Luke, specifically when they arrived first at Blue Valley, discussing its unique community. Wallace Gregory's memory was a happy one, showing the gift of his camera by Derek Williams Gavin. In Perry's memory, we were introduced to a sibling of hers as well, a twin, Paige Parker, who confided in her sister about an eerily familiar sickness ravaging their community. Lastly, Morgan Donaldson's memory was with Zachariah at Jenna's grave, and it gave us a poignant look into Morgan's current mindset. But eventually, our party woke and decided to move forward. Many more conversations were had. Perry and Tyson Ray had some conversations. Jenna and Nick had a conversation. Wallace and Ruby had some more conversations. Morgan and Perry, Jenna and Theo talked. Lots of conversations with our survivors as they kept traveling forward, far enough to finally find the settlement of New Memphis in the distance. And as we left off, a loud siren echoed throughout the valley. So here you stand, atop your horses, overcast skies above you, a chill in the air in this early spring. In the distance, you see the settlement of New Memphis, which looks to have some life to it, however much you are not sure. The cold air finds its way through the openings in your sleeves and the cuffs of your pants, chilling your skin. The occasional bird can be heard chirping its song. You see the occasional squirrel or other woodland creature bravely running by without the pressures of human population forcing them away. The road that you're on is a shell of its former self, broken and cracked in many places, overgrown where nature has reclaimed its land. The events of yesterday thrusting all of you back into the real world outside of the walls of Blue Valley. Some of you more familiar with it, especially in recent times than others. But you're all in it now, traveling. The heavy reminder of those at camp on your shoulders, knowing that despite the events, despite the difficulties, you must carry forward. You're sitting here as a loud siren echoes throughout the nearby valley, pinging off of the area. You know how these sirens are. It sounds like it's from multiple different locations. It's kind of hard to pinpoint its exact spotting. But there you are. And you are looking down on New Memphis. And time is yours. What do you do?
Well, don't everybody all speak up at once. We got to come up with a plan.
Do you think it's coming from the bunker? The siren? Do you think it's coming from New Memphis?
I mean, Wes and I heard that when we were out on a run a while back, and I don't know, we didn't really think anything of it. It seemed pretty distant, but it seems like it lined up with right when they found the bunker, so it's got to be coming from there.
Okay. Well, I mean, seems like an awfully scary sound to be coming from the bunker if that's where we're headed, but that's the only hope we know of. So, I guess we keep going.
I mean, I guess it's possible they found another bunker somewhere, but either way, I think we got to get to the one we know about.
Was it, Zach, just to remind me, were we going to New Memphis first for a reason, or was there, what was
to check on the area, see if what's going on, see just to get information, see if they know anything, but also
We got that help call.
yeah, you got the help call, but also you don't know where the bunker is, but they do.
New Memphis does.
Yes.
Okay,
they were the ones to find it.
Oh, right. Okay.
We need to.
So you do have a pretty good reason of going to.
Yeah. Well, let's do our due diligence and check in on New Memphis and see. I mean, hopefully they have someone well enough to take us.
We have like we have like a respirator like mask or two, right?
Yeah.
Or did we? Was it just one?
No, I think you have two.
Two? Then I think, Ruby would be like, I feel like we shouldn't all go into New Memphis. Just two of us should maybe use the mask to go in because we're going to be useless if we're infected with whatever they're infected with.
That's.
You should go because you're brother, right?
You should definitely go.
Well, who's
I wonder...
here's got the strongest immune systems? Anybody immunocompromised? Not that I would.
I don't know what that means, Mom.
Well, you're not.
I don't know
I
what
would
that means
know.
either, Theo.
Okay.
Does anybody have a tendency towards illness?
Everybody just kind of looks at each other.
All right. Then.
Well,
I mean, aren't we all already sick? Tyson says. Isn't that kind of the point?
Yeah, I mean, we have been exposed.
Sarah speaks up and she says, being exposed doesn't mean that we have it, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, we shouldn't expose ourselves more. I'd really like to go find my brother. I'd be willing to go.
I'll go with you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Harry's gonna look at Ruby and just with kind of like solemn eyes, just say, "Good luck."
Yeah. Stay safe.
You too.
How far? I mean, we should at least
Let's go.
accompany you guys a little bit closer, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
we have no idea what we're coming up on. If this community's been through a lot, we maybe don't need to announce our presence.
Okay, so how far? So you don't think they should know that there's a group of us?
They called for
Oh,
our
I mean,
help, though.
Yeah, I think it's fine if they know we're here. We just got to be cautious.
Hey
Sure.
Zach, is there like a path maybe around the perimeter that we could maybe see to scout, perhaps? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, definitely. You could get there's a way that you could get closer and not be seen from a distance.
Yeah, I think everyone should be close by. I mean, in in Ruby's mind, like the bunker is probably close to New Memphis if they're the ones that found it. So if anything goes wrong, you gotta be close, and we're gonna need to come back and go find it after we're there. So, yeah, I just say we go closer, and then me and Tori go in.
We'll
All right,
signal if
fair
we need
enough.
help.
See what we find.
All right, so as a group, you begin to travel a little bit closer to New Memphis.
Can I say canonically that Tori knows how to do that like really loud whistle, and
The
that
one, like where you?
Theo's been working on it
Sure, yeah, sure.
just for like the purpose of signaling.
Okay, yeah. You travel down the road, getting a little bit closer. At a certain point, as a group, you all kind of go off the main road on this less beaten path to a point where you can have a little bit of height, so you can kind of see the area. And as you do that, and as you get down and look and see the area, you see that currently the superstore is, it's like or New Memphis used to be a superstore that was then abandoned and then transformed into a settlement, and there's been some buildings that have been built off to the side, and then the whole thing has a metal sheet wall, makeshift metal sheet wall that's been put around it, and you're kind of looking over that wall right now, and the inside of that wall looks incredibly empty to what those of you who have seen it before have seen it before. However, you do see a group of people amassing, actually. It seems about around 20 to 25 to 30 people are standing at the entrance of the superstore of New Memphis, and are currently there currently seems to be some hubbub there. There seems to be you're a little bit too far away, but there's some shouting, some raised voices, some angry gestures, but that's what you see from a distance. And then Ruby and Tori, seeing that, you two still leave the rest of the group, head back onto the main road, and head down to New Memphis.
The entrance.
Can I, if there's a point where we are like not quite there, but we can kind of like hear what's being said a little bit better, I would probably try to like stop and eavesdrop. But if that's not possible, that's okay.
Probably not possible you'll have to get into the settlement to hear.
Fair, yeah, that makes sense.
What's being said. So you get a little bit closer. Doesn't look exactly like this, but this will give you the vibe of where you're at. And at the main gate, you see one person standing on a makeshift parapet that is at the main gate, and the two of you slowly approach, and he looks down, has a bow draped around his back, quiver as well, and he looks down. Hello, who goes there?
We're from Blue Valley. We heard there was trouble. We're here to check in on y'all.
Who? I was told. All right, yeah. Yeah. And he comes down off the parapet, and it takes him a second, and it seems that, and the gate kind of like gets pulled open, and it's just him slowly pulling open the gate. There's usually a lot of people around here, and he pulls open the gate enough for your two horses to come in. And he says, I can take care of your horses for you. I can put them up, hitch them. I think that's what we normally do. If that's okay, if that's what you want.
Yeah,
What's
sure.
going on here?
Yeah,
Where is everybody?
Everybody's kind of at the. Everyone's really. They're kind of angry. They're at the store. Matilda and Hank, they're trying to calm everybody down, but they're pretty pissed, and I'm not usually.
All right, well,
I don't usually. This is not my job.
Oh, you just watch these horses, and we'll be back.
Okay. You guys
If
know
some more
what's
people try to
happening
come in,
here, right?
you let them in if they say they're with us.
You know what's happening here, right?
We got a distress call in Blue Valley, but we don't know a lot of details.
Who called you? I was told that we weren't allowed to reach out to anybody, and we weren't allowed to let you know we're here.
We don't know, do we?
No.
I don't know.
Well, if someone used the radio, that means someone must have allowed them to. So,
Well, maybe keep it quiet that somebody made that call. I would turn to Tori and be like, do you know who Hank and Matilda are? Like, are you familiar with these people?
you would
You
know,
know
that
them?
you would know that Hank and Matilda are two of the leaders of New Memphis.
I don't really know anything about them. I know they've been the leaders, but I don't really
Not
know.
personally.
We should probably go see what all this is about. But what's your brother's name?
Luke. My brother Luke.
Yeah, have you seen? Do you know someone named Luke?
I don't know anybody by the name of Lou. What does he look? Is he from Blue Valley? Is he?
Yeah, he's been here for
Tall,
the past
blonde?
week or so. Yeah. That's exactly him. Where is he?
I would go just check out. He's here. I haven't seen him I haven't seen him in a while.
Can I vibe check?
Yeah, roll that check.
Oh, wow, that would really require me to have my dice out, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Well, I can do it fast. They're right here.
Cole, if you're watching, sorry we didn't remind Emily.
Sorry. Here they are. Come on. Vibe check. That's not great. 11.
What are you trying to discern?
If this kid is trying not to tell Ruby that her brother's dead.
You notice that he's telling the truth when he says he's here and that he hasn't seen him in a while.
Okay.
But he is hiding something for sure, and is nervous about it.
And I mean, I think I would ask before we go up to this large angry group, like,
Yeah.
what can you tell us? Why aren't you allowed to call Blue Valley? Like, what's going on? Why are people upset?
Well, they're worried. I mean, Go ahead and roll a convince check to see if you can
I would
convince
love
this guy to spill his guts.
Please. That's a dirty 20.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, he looks at you and he's like, well, Matilda and Hank, they decided to quarantine all of the sick people in the store, and so the store has been boarded up and nobody's allowed in the store, and people are really mad about that decision and are kind of really making that known right now, and that's kind of like what the protest is about. And she said that they said that we can't let anybody else outside know because we'd be endangering the other communities, and that we had to get this figured out before we let the others know. But the radio equipment is in the superstore, and they had it locked up, but maybe somebody got to it, or maybe they allowed somebody to get to it. I don't know, because I've been here a lot, and I fell asleep a couple times, and I didn't mean to, but
You're doing great, kid. Ruby, this, no offense, kid. This kid doesn't know shit. We should go
I don't know shit.
see what's going on in there.
What's your name?
Scott?
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Keep track of the horses. We'll
Okay,
be
yeah,
back.
yeah, for sure. And he, like, takes the reins, and you see that he's just like, what do I do? But he's very gentle with them, and he kind of just, like, walks them over to where they do have a makeshift stable set up. And you head towards the mass of people. Meanwhile, while the others are doing this, and it's okay if the answer is no, Wallace, Morgan, and Perry, are you doing anything of note particular as you're watching, or are you just kind of watching from a distance, waiting for any signal?
Yeah, I think watching, waiting for signal, and just kind of like keeping an eye out on the surroundings.
Okay, yeah.
Is there a way to triangulate where the like sirens are coming from? I don't know if there's like a.
Yeah, I think you can definitely attempt to do that. Go ahead and roll a. Let's just do a straight up cunning check.
Cunning. Oh, 23.
23, nice. I'm gonna say, you kind of just like close your eyes on the back of your horse, and you're just really not paying attention to what's going down there at New Memphis, and you're just like really trying to remember and listen. And there was a pulsation. There was like a pulsing to the sounds each time it hit you. It was weaker and weaker from a certain location, and you also just like with the 23, you also just kind of think about like road structure and like where things would be. And what I will say is you get a cardinal direction. You get that from where you're at right now, facing New Memphis. It is a southwestern direction from you. So you went pretty much directly a little south and then directly west to get to New Memphis. And it is the bunker is in a southwestern direction from where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say with a 23, you would know, whether it be because of the movies that you've read or something in a book or a common sense or a little bit of both, these air raid sirens, these like tornado type sirens, were meant to be loud enough that you could hear them in, the vicinity of a town, maybe a small town. And not much further than that, which would lead you to believe that it's within probably anywhere between 5 to 30, no, even closer than that, anywhere between 5 and 20 miles southwest of here. Mm-hmm. So you know that you could probably get there. If you're lucky, you'll get there a little bit before the sun going down. If you're unlucky, you'll probably have to travel like an hour into the night to actually arrive at the location. And you're just kind of like, figure all of this out and think about all of this like silently in your head, just like thinking all of this and just having a moment to yourself where like nothing's really needed, and you're just like, your brain just like goes, and you kind of just like think about all of those, and all those thoughts come to you. It's like, well, it's probably in this direction, and I don't know if we're lucky, you know. So that's kind of what you experience. Morgan, what about you? Are you doing anything in particular?
I think that Morgan is very taking the health and well-being of this group very seriously.
Yeah.
And the fact that like she is, aside from Tori, the one that's been out the most, and even that is like not very much. So like she's like, Tori's gone. Let's stay vigilant. I think she's like eyes on the community, seeing the crowd. Like you said, we could see the crowd, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like watching the crowd, not wanting to have anything go wrong, and like listening for the signal.
Yeah.
And
and at this point, you can see like a tiny little Ruby and Jenna like making their way to the main group.
Is that Scott? He doesn't know shit.
Still not Jenna.
Theo, like, oh, sorry.
It's Tori. Yeah. That's the second time you've done it. And
in this session already?
Like,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And you know what? I think my guts hurt enough, so if we could just stop.
Theo looks to you, and he says, Mom.
Not right now, Theo.
No, Mom.
What?
I really gotta go.
Baby number 1 or number 2? Oh, Theo, go all the way over there. This is part of it.
Okay.
You gotta poo in front of other people, okay? Sometimes somebody might
I gotta do it in front of y'all?
No, you don't have to do it in front of us, but you better be ready for the risk that something's gonna happen. Just go as far over there. Stay.
What if there's
God.
What if there's a clicker over there?
I know. This is what we are up against. Okay? I did not.
Okay, you're right. No, you're right. I'm Mom.
I wiped your butt for like way longer than I probably should have.
Mom.
Everybody had that, okay?
Okay. So?
This is the most wholesome interaction I've ever had on a run.
Mom. Alright, just watch Sundance for me, okay?
Okay.
And he gets down off the horse and hands you the reins. And he waddles into the nearby foliage.
Theo, don't hold it that long next time, okay?
Mom, shut up! Everybody heard that, and everybody heard his response. And he just like gets beat rad and just like runs into the woods.
Now I'm a little worried in 2 directions.
Welcome to being a mom. And we cut back to Ruby and Tori making their way to the main group of people. I will say, like I said, there's like between 20 and 30 people here. And the rest of the area around is pretty empty, so you are going to be noticeable walking up.
Now we're in our masks.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, you don't feel like you're in danger. I just don't want you to think that you're like gonna get into the crowd and like see what they're saying, and like you're gonna like people will see.
Yeah. I think as we walk up, I would ask Tori about like relationships between these communities, because I'm like, I mean, I know this is a different kind of infection, but like, why would they close off communication? Like, isn't this essentially what we deal with all the time?
I mean, I don't know. As far as I know, the relationships are good, but these people have been through a lot. And some of these people who've been here since I have been, I don't know, maybe they just are going where it's safe, doing what's best for them.
It's just weird to cut off communication. It seems suspicious.
It does. I understand not just like showing up at our front door, but something's going on.
As you approach, you start to hear what some people are saying from a distance, as some people are shouting like, You can't just keep them away from us, Matilda. And you hear other people like yelling, this has to be a group decision, and you just hear people like very clearly upset. When are we going to get? I need to see my son. People just yelling, and you see literally on two like soapboxes, two individuals. One, an older man, short gray hair with a big thick mustache. His name's Hank Lance. He was a member of the Superstore community back when you were first here, Tori, under Nick.
Was he a good guy?
He's
or?
always been a nice guy.
Okay.
He's always had a limp leg, and so he would like kind of be bullied by some of like Nick's people and stuff.
Yeah.
And you always really liked him. You thought he was a good guy. And then you also see Matilda Torres, who is a woman who came to New Memphis a number of years after the Three Rivers Alliance was formed. So she's been here for years, but is newer. And they are both leaders of a 5-person council, but the only 2 that you see. And they are on soapboxes kind of addressing everyone. And you hear Matilda speak up. And she says, everyone, I understand. I do. We are doing the best that we can with the situation that the Lord has put ourselves in, all right? And Hank speaks up and he says, everybody, you know me and Tildy. You know that we're going to do what's best for the community. You do see that there's a couple people on either side of Hank and Matilda who you very clearly see weapons on them, but they're not drawn. But they do have weapons on them and seem to be kind of guarding Hank and Matilda a little bit. This community's close. They're not even like in front of anybody, and no one's attacking or even getting physical. But you can tell that there's a tension in the air. And as you get closer, Matilda kind of like is scanning the crowd, a little bit exasperated, spots the 2 of you, and her eyes go wide. And slowly but surely, everybody who's kind of like yelling and getting like worked up slowly starts to realize, and like one by one, the entire crowd just kind of quiets and turns and looks at the 2 of you. Do you do anything?
Carry on.
Matilda speaks up. Is that Tori?
Mm-hmm.
What are you all doing here?
Well, when y'all are supposed to show up for festivities and nobody's seen or heard from you, people start to worry.
Yes, man, it's already that day, huh? And then somebody in the crowd says,
Past
it was yesterday. And you see that she's like really tired and like worked up. And Hank steps forward and he says, all right, everybody, listen. You know Tildy. You know me. We're your friends. This conversation's not over. We're willing to hear you out. We're willing to talk. But let's all take a break. Things are getting a little heated. And somebody says, no, we want answers now. Hank puts up a hand. Bob, I don't know what you want from me. That building is filled with sick people who are dying. And some people... And Tilda puts a hand on his shoulder. We're all suffering here, Bob. Everyone, you all know that. I have family in there. You know that Hank does. Just give us a minute to talk to the people here from Blue Valley. Alright? And you see that the crowd kind of like groans and mumbles, and they don't really disperse. They just kind of like separate a little bit and step back from the soapboxes and just kind of like give room for the 2 of you to head up towards Matilda, and Hank. Do the two of you do that?
Yeah.
I think I walk right on it.
Okay, yeah. Matilda has her hands on her hips as you approach.
Is my brother Luke here? Luke visiting from Blue Valley?
She kind of looks at Hank. Yeah. Yeah, he's here. Ruby?
Yeah.
Your brother is sick. And he's inside with the others.
Okay, well, what are we gonna do? We gotta.
What the hell is going on here?
All right, recently we were a group of our survivors. They were a group of our runners. They were out on an expedition. They went further than they usually had before. Remember that big torrential downpour that happened a couple months back?
Hmm?
Well, it caused a mudslide in an area nearby, and a hatch was revealed. And took them a while, but they eventually got in. And when they did, they discovered this bunker, this military bunker that was used by Fedra. But it seemed old, like really old. And there was a loud siren that went off when the door was opened.
Sorry, we just heard.
Yeah. And I'll get to that in just a second. And so they went inside and they found, well, supplies. Tons of supplies. But they also found like laboratories and closed off rooms and they said they heard movement from deeper in the bunker, as if something was in there, as if things were in there. There were some people, some infected, that they cleared out, but before they could get too far in, a group of infected roaming by heard the siren and came, and they barely got out alive. Made their way back to camp, and then ever since then, the sickness has tore through New Memphis. Some of us have been lucky, seeming to have not caught it at all. Some of us have been really unlucky. We've tried to keep those who are sick away from those who are not. We informed everybody not to contact Blue Valley or the Dawn because we just knew, being the good community members you were, you'd come, and we couldn't risk it. We don't know what this is. To be honest, I think that you shouldn't go back to Blue Valley.
We're not going straight back to Blue Valley.
Anyway, a couple days ago, or a day ago, we sent another group out back to the bunker because we heard that there was a lot of medical supplies there, maybe stuff that we could use. And, well, that's probably the siren that we just heard.
You said they were infected inside the bunker when you opened it?
There were some, yeah.
Were they any different than the ones we've seen out here?
They were old. Clickers. Boomers. The real old type. The type that had been stewing for a while. Some even broke out of molds in the wall. But they, right before they had to leave, right before they were attacked from the outside, that's when they heard whatever was further in. They said it sounded like, I don't know, some kind of large machine or a roar or some loud noise, something big, something startling from further in the bunker. But they never found out what it was.
That's what your runners are going to investigate now?
Well, mainly they're just looking to get us some medical supplies that we need. Hopefully maybe an answer. But to be honest, I was surprised to hear the siren. It wasn't supposed to go off again. I'm worried about them. They're supposed to be back by now. It's not that far away. It's a couple hours from now.
Do we feel like this is the same bunker or like a similar or a nearby bunker?
What do you mean?
Like, based on what we knew of the bunker, we just found the same bunker, right?
Who found the same bunker? Sorry.
Our people, the Blue Valley people, who told us about the bunker.
Oh, he was referring to the he said New Memphis people found the bunker.
Oh, and they had told them about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it. Here I am.
Well, there's just the one.
So there's just the one, yeah. If I didn't, if I said that differently, I apologize. New Memphis people found the bunker and informed Derek about it. Yeah. So yeah, only one bunker's been talked about.
So were the people who visited the bunker for the first time the first to get sick?
None of them.
Or
none of them are still alive now.
Oh.
So the cure to the sickness is in the same place where it came from.
We hope.
You think so?
I mean, otherwise you just sent however many more runners to their deaths, right?
I mean, I heard that there was cancer medicine, other, chemical grade medical equipment, stuff that was used before this time, vaccines, stuff that could maybe treat something like this. But we don't know for sure.
But it's worth a try, even if it can't help these people right now, if it can help somebody.
But we just sent the last group that was physically capable of making that journey.
Well, that's where we're headed to.
That's why we're here.
You're here to go to the bunker.
Yeah. To do whatever we need to do to help. That seems to be the only path forward.
That's dangerous. But we've kept all the sick people inside. Maybe you haven't been exposed. I mean, you'd be exposing yourself.
Well,
I'm pretty sure
we have
been exposed.
I don't care if I'm exposed and my brother's dying inside. I'm gonna find some way to help him.
Are y'all checking on those people? Are you making sure that they're okay?
How exactly are we supposed to do that?
I don't know if it's boarded up. Knock on the walls. Ask if they need anything.
Oh, I mean, we have communication through the building, but we can't enter. We drop off supplies, walk away, and they get them. They're not in there unwillingly. Most of them. We had to... Listen, this was not an easy decision. We're doing what we thought was best.
I know. It makes sense. I can't. We have to go and see if there's any help to be had, and I don't know, it feels like there's a lot of that bunker that was left unexplored. Is there anyone that, has particular medical knowledge that you sent? I would look at Tori and be like, is there anyone who, knows anything? If there's a bunch of... I wouldn't know, if there's just a bunch of medicines down there, what I'm looking at.
Well, we did send someone who knows a little bit, and her daughter is still here, and her daughter's a quick learner and has been reading all the books that her mom has been having, and I mean, she looks
You
over
think
at
you could
Hank.
ever just make us a quick list? We don't want to put anybody in danger, but it'd be good to know what we're looking for.
Go get Arya. Hank walks away. Listen. She goes over to a nearby crate. She gets a couple of supplies, wraps them up into a kind of raggedy blanket, brings them over to you. This is enough for a couple med kits. Looks like you're a little rough for wear. And it's dangerous out there. Especially if that siren brought more infected in the area. But if you can find our people, if you can bring back those supplies, you'd be saving everybody.
We're gonna do everything we can.
Hank walks up to the two of you, and with him is a young woman that you all see, about 20 years of age, roughly looking. She walks up and she says, "Hi, I'm Arya Peters, and I'm going to be going with you." And Hank says, "Arya, you can't." And she puts up a hand. "Hank, I don't want to hear it. Mom went out there, and she was supposed to be back, and I know that, and I'm not an idiot, and I'm going with you. I know the names of all the medicines. I know what my mom's looking for. You need me, and I'm going with you. Fair?"
Nobody gets to make that decision for you.
So, does that mean you'll let me come?
Sure.
I think we need you.
All right. I'll get my horse. She kind of looks at Hank. Hank sighs. Damn.
Well,
You have your last
Tom's-
family member out there. You do anything too.
She is my last family member.
we'll take care of her.
Thank you. All of a sudden, Ruby, and Jenna, damn it, Tori, fuck! You hear banging on a window nearby. And you look over, and you see your brother, Luke. And he's banging on a window nearby, and he looks not great. It looks like he's lost probably 10 pounds. His cheeks are sunken. His eyes have circles around them. Bloodshot from probably a lot of coughing. And he's like banging on the... Ruby!
Oh my god, you! I would like stand like at the window.
Yeah, you put your hands up together, and there's a pane of thick glass in between. But what are you doing here?
We're here to help, Luke. Here to help. You gotta hang on. We're gonna find something that makes you better.
You're gonna get sick.
No, I have a mask. You're in there. Just hold tight. I know that there's gotta be an answer. Okay, we're gonna go to the bunker. We're gonna find the antidote to whatever's going on. Luke.
I'm sorry.
Luke, it's not your...
I'm sorry I didn't come back. I didn't want to... Did they get my message? Is that why you're here?
That was you?
Yeah. A on the radio.
Yeah, Luke, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. You did the right thing. Um, I understand what they're trying to do, but they could about kill them for thinking that they could just handle this on their own and not ask for help from those of us who are somewhat equipped to do it. So you did the right thing to call, and I'm wearing my little mask, and we're gonna find you something that'll make you better.
I'm proud of you.
Okay?
Okay. Blood sprays on the window in between the two of you. Luke starts to faint. Two people you don't recognize grab him, make sure he's okay. Kind of look at you, concerned, but more concerned for him, rush him off and start trying to treat him in some way.
Oh my god, I would just stand there for a minute, like, at the window, trying to see what I can see, which is probably not much
Yeah.
once they take him away.
Yeah.
And then, like, in kind of a daze, turn around to Tori and Arya and be like, I gotta go now.
Arya looks at you, nods, and she says, You're Ruby?
Yeah. You heard of me?
Yeah. I'm kind of,
Wait, are you Luke's girlfriend?
yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry I didn't put the pieces together. And also, oh my god. We have to go.
I'm so sorry that I got him sick. He shouldn't have been here. I don't know why.
No, there's no time for couldas and shouldas and wouldas. We gotta go, y'all.
Okay.
I would like touch her shoulder and be like, it's not your fault, but we're gonna fix this together.
You are Luke's sister. Yeah, we are. And you all, do you just like turn heel and start to head out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to find that
Find our
dumbass
friends.
kid with our horses.
Yeah. You see that you see Scott like walking towards the gate from the makeshift stables, and he looks at all of you approaching, and he says, "Don't worry, I got the horses all taken care of. Just finished tying them up and putting them in the stables. It took me a minute, but I figured out how to do it and get the saddles off and everything, so."
Thanks,
You did
Scott.
a great job. Go get them again.
What?
No, just show us where they are. We can do this way faster.
Follow me.
You did a great job.
He takes you over to the stables, where Morgan, you're watching this the whole time, and
Well, he just put him back in there, and now they're getting him out again. That doesn't. What is going on down there?
How many
Morgan,
medkits did they get?
Enough for
Oh,
two.
yeah, that's a good
Enough
question.
supplies for two.
2.
Okay.
Morgan,
I would give them to you.
as you see them like getting their horses and stuff and everything, you realize that like it's been a minute since Theo. It's been a minute.
Theo!
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh, he's
You hear-
compromised.
You hear, Mom.
It's not a wipe.
That is not a wipe. I immediately start running, gun out and ready.
You start running. You like just start sprinting. You get past this tree, and you see Theo sitting there and he's like crouched, and his pants are up. He seems to either not have started or not finished, or has already finished.
Buddy.
And he's looking horrified. And he looks at you.
What?
And then he looks at what he's been looking at, just as you hear two guttural as you turn and you see what looks like some golden retriever and some like Doberman that are wild and at this point have turned into their ancestors, and are just a pair of wild dogs that are currently just like growling and holding their ground about 10 feet away.
Joy. Okay, so I know about wild animals.
Yeah.
And I got a 4 on wildlife check.
Okay.
Can I make a wildlife check to see if they're like locked in and like I'm gonna have to end them, or is this a situation where like I can scare them? It's like they're so feral that they aren't used to people, kind of thing.
I'll say even just like looking at them, they are pretty locked in. They're hungry, animalistic creatures who are bigger than him and could maybe take you. They're still deciding on that.
A Doberman and a golden retriever?
They're still deciding. They don't know. They're feral creatures.
Yeah.
So, they're pretty locked in. They're hungry. And so you do think you can scare them. It'll just need to be a solid, good, big scare. But it would probably work. So you're either going to need to like...
Well, they're hungry.
Yeah, they are.
Do I have rations?
Yeah. I mean, we said that you guys got some rations.
Yeah, I would like start making some noise to like see if I can unlock them from Theo.
Yeah, like what kind of like what do you mean? Like beckoning noise, like hey, like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, like clapping, like
yeah.
I don't know. I grew up in Indiana, so I was like clapping it at freaking foxes and coyotes and shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you're just like, hey, and you're trying to get their attention.
Yeah, like and like being big and like
they do like they
move
like
them away.
Occasionally they're looking every time you make a noise, they like jerk towards you and they occasionally come back to Theo, but eventually all of their attention is on you.
Theo,
and they do
help
seem
me
to
out
be,
here. Scoot, get.
Theo stands up and he goes, "Hey, fuck off, dogs! Get out of here!"
Yeah, one way to do it. All right.
And they're both just kind of like, go ahead and roll a threaten check at advantage.
Ooh, okay.
Rarely used check.
19.
19. With a 19, these dogs like occasionally like you or Theo will get like just a little bit too close and they like snap and like look like they're about to be pretty aggressive, but eventually they just kind of like and they just run off unbothered.
I hope you get some food.
Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die, Mama.
Oh, all right, you gotta be honest with me. Was that before you started or after you were done?
Thank the Lord above, it was after.
Oh god, okay, let's go.
Can I be honest? It was actually a little bit during and it helped me.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
Nope, it's fine. You're my baby boy?
Hey, Mom. When Ruby gets back, can you not talk about, like, wiping my butt and stuff?
Wait. Just Ruby? I could talk about it to
No, just don't talk about it to don't talk
to,
about it to anybody.
But especially Ruby.
I mean, I just meant like I just like yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Do you think I'm cooler than Wallace?
Oh boy. let's get back to the. I took my eyes off the group, and I take my eyes off you. Something happens. I take my eyes off them. Something happens. So let's get back.
And as you regroup with the group, so do Tori and and Ruby, also accompanied by Arya.
What'd they say?
She's coming with us.
Yeah, I think we would just catch them up on like what we learned and be like, we gotta go as fast as possible. We don't know what happened to these other people, but time is of the essence. If we're gonna save anyone else.
I don't mean to
also,
be.
We got some med kits.
That's true. I would give one to Wallage.
Wallage?
I don't mean to be, devil's advocate or anything, but are you saying that siren probably drew more infected to where we're about to head to?
That seems to be the pattern, doesn't it?
Right. And that's something we're gonna do. All right, yeah. Because why wouldn't we? Because we have to.
I mean, for all
There's
we
a way
know...
to.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, for all we know, we're also in the beginning stages of being infected with what this terrible sickness is. We were all exposed, so if we want to save our own lives, we better be willing to put up a fight.
No, you're right. I just want to make sure we're being safe. This is Tyson speaking, by the way, and he says, I do propose that as we get close to the bunker, maybe as we start to see it, we stop and hitch the horses and approach on foot. The infected are going to hear a horse coming, and we need to approach cautiously.
That sounds like a good plan.
What'd you say, Morgan?
I like you.
Thanks. I like you too. Was that weird to say?
No.
Okay.
Just two grown. How old are you?
I'm 23 years old.
And how old are you? I look at Ruby. Not asking for any reason, just wondering.
I'm 26.
Okay, all right. Nope, I'm not gonna. Okay, we gotta go.
How old are you?
I've decided I don't like being a mother in the apocalypse.
All right, and as you all talk and decide to make your way to the infamous bunker, we'll go ahead and take a bio break there, and come back for the rest of our journey. So, thank you for watching so far. Old enough. B said in the chat, he's like, old enough.
No one can date Theo.
Wait, I just looked back. I'm 24. I'm 24. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's still too old.
All right, I
I'm
hope
like
you
16.
all stand up, stretch, get some water, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.
One.
Hello, welcome back to Blue Valley.
Blue Valley, isn't it?
It's Blue Valley. It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh man, we have so many British viewers, and they've all gone away now. So sorry. Bye, guys.
Come back.
Man, you guys just want to talk and hang out? Do you want to finish? Do we have to finish the session?
Yes.
I'm enjoying this vibe. You know?
And we do have to have a
That
talk
tells
back,
me that it's gonna get
unfortunately.
bad.
No, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. This world is filled with happiness and joy. You are all traveling in the woods. You are not on a main road anymore as you are traveling towards this bunker. thankfully, with Arya's help, you pretty much are able to just kind of follow her, and finding the bunker is not going to be difficult. But as you travel, you know that you have a 2 to 3 hour journey ahead of you. It'll most likely be very close to sundown, if not a little past sundown once you arrive. It's about like 4 or 5 right now, so you're cutting it close. And as you travel, this road here is even more overtaken by nature and is practically a dirt path. The horse hooves clodding along the way. Does anybody have a conversation with anyone, or do anything in particular in this little part of your journey?
Now that we're all back together, how is Perry looking? Like, I'm trying not to be still very, like, all up in her business, but I just want to make sure that, like, I am an exuding an open and available nature.
Yes. She's quiet. She's quiet. I don't think she's putting off this energy of like, no one talk to me, but like she's not initiating. She's just really keeping to herself. You know?
Yeah.
That's not the most exciting choice, but
No, but as long as she's not like, I think Morgan would be worried that she's either gonna make a dash for it and like try to, because she didn't want to come anyway, and now she took a chance and she risked it, and then she lost big time. And so I think that there is just like a little bit of energy towards her of like ready to care for her however she needs to keep her safe, number one, but two, able to like handle what we might need to do.
Yeah. I love that. That's lovely. You can tell that to her.
Yeah, okay. I would walk up and I would say, hey, somebody told me I could tell you something, and here I'm going to tell you it.
A little birdie came up to me.
A little birdie told me.
Hey, go talk to her. You done it?
All right, solemn. Okay.
Yeah, I think I would just walk up and on my horse, just ride next to her. Maybe like quietly at first, just so I'm not like, hey, hi, how's it going? But like ride just closer to her and kind of match rhythm. And then, how you holding up?
Yeah, I'm all right. I guess as good as anyone can be.
Yeah.
In a situation like this, but how are you?
I'm golden. I'm here for y'all. I'm here for Blue Valley. I just want to make sure I know that you took a risk coming out here, and it's any loss is hard, and Bogey was a good a good boy. But
yeah,
I just want you to know that he will be remembered and he will be celebrated, as well as, you know, you will be for anything we are able to bring back, and you know, anything we can do to help.
You know, I didn't initially run away that night because I was scared that I would get it. I don't care what happens to me. I really don't. I ran because Blue Valley's kind of the first place in a long time that's felt like home. And I didn't want to be around to see everyone die like I had already. So I appreciate you saying that.
Well, does Morgan know anything about? Would she know like how you got here and like where you came from?
Probably not. I didn't really share it with anybody.
Yeah. Well,
Or she didn't.
the thing about home is that it just is. It's not trying, it's not, it's not an entity, it's just, it just is. So, as long as you want it, it'll be there. And you're always welcome. And I know people who have left and who have come back. And if you feel like that's what you need to do, then no one is going to stop you. But I just need you to know that once every year we have probably the world's greatest chili cook-off. And if you miss that, you are really going to feel a lot of feelings about it. And you've only been here a few months, and you got give us a year and see how you feel after that. And if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Jerry's still out.
Well,
But thank you. I feel very numb right now.
and that's fair. And that's fair. Honestly, ride that for a little bit. Just let it go until it's done, and then whatever happens after is what happens after.
Yeah. I just want to be able to find something to help everybody. I felt really helpless the last few years, and knowing that there's an opportunity to do something now makes me a little less numb, I guess.
Well, if you ever want to talk about where you came from before, when we get back, just let me know. And, I'm sure Theo would love to hear it.
He's a good kid.
Frankie would be in your lap listening, dead-eyed, right? It's a little freaky, his little stare sometimes.
Who's Frankie?
Oh, my younger one.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You don't see it. He's a little more
No,
shy.
no. I've seen him. He's cute.
Yeah, the freckles he's like you never met my brother, but he's like my brother's name was Theo. We named Theo after him, but he got freckles and everything. Like, that side of the family, I tell you what. Oh, you know who also would want to hear, maybe, sorry not to
No, that's
feel excited
okay.
about it, but I think Wallace might be someone he loves to hear stories. He's always watching those films and just taking them in. So if you ever, all I'm saying is that we're here for you.
Thank you. Thanks. I do appreciate it. I don't always know how to show it, but I do.
That's okay. All right, carry on, and I'll write a little bit ahead.
Ruby, you are riding next to Arya for a bit. And she's been pretty silent. And she looks over to you and she says, so what did Luke tell you about us?
Ruby would like laugh a little bit, be like, well, I mean, he's kind of a quiet guy. He didn't tell me a lot because I think he didn't want to jinx it or something. But, you know, Luke's been my one constant companion, the only one who stuck around. She like takes a like kind of a shaky breath and is like, I know Luke well enough to know when he's really excited about something. And he is really excited. Were you with him when he got sick?
Should have been me. I don't know why I didn't. I was around the same people he was. I wanted him to come see me because I wanted to tell him, and I couldn't wait to see him until, you know, the celebration. I just couldn't wait, and so I wanted him to come, and it was stupid.
There's no way you could have known. I mean, of course, you feel stupid and you blame yourself in retrospect, but it could have been perfect. How could you have known? Just, I don't know. I kind of want to spiral and think that, like, it's my fault somehow. Like, maybe I should have traveled with him or something and I could have done something, but it's just, there's no way to
You're right.
perfectly compare
I wouldn't want you to do that either, so you're right.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't either. He really, you know, he talked about you all the time.
Yeah.
And Caleb.
Yeah.
And your mom.
The world feels like it's kind of exploded.
Sorry,
Since
Casey, not Caleb. Sorry.
That's okay. I knew you meant. That's okay, Arya, you're new. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the world was so small that it was just us, and now half of them are gone, and I feel like I'm going crazy every day. Like being out here, like it's so wild and different. I love it, but it's huge.
Yeah. The world feels so big and so small at the same time.
Yeah.
There's only so little of us, but yet we keep fighting each other.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you and Luke found Blue Valley.
Yeah. I mean, in a lot of ways, I was so content down in the bunker. Like, I just didn't know anything else. But now, I can imagine having lived down there another second.
Do you think Do you ever think about going back? Seeing
The
if,
bunker?
yeah, seeing if anyone's there.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, Luke and I have talked about doing it together, and maybe, hopefully, we'll still have a chance to. Um, Honestly, all this bunker talk with where we're headed now has it kind of constantly on my mind because I'm like, oh, what would people be saying if they found our bunker? Um, no sirens would be going off. There wouldn't be any crazy medical equipment, but I mean, it's still stocked with everything that we lived on for decades, and you know, signs of my whole life. And yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot. Um, I always imagined Luke and I would eventually go back there and especially see if there are any signs of what happened to Mom and Casey, but well, I guess I'm trying not to imagine having to go back there and do that alone.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
You know,
don't.
I'm glad that I got to meet you, even if it's under these conditions.
Yeah, I hope it. I hope it brings Luke comfort that two of us are gonna. Two of us are on the case, you know. Just hope he hangs in there.
He's kind of... He's getting towards the end of where other people...
Oh, that's a question I didn't want to ask.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I didn't
No,
want.
no.
I didn't want to just be keeping that information from you.
Yeah.
I've never. I was an only child. I've never had siblings. I don't. There's not even really a lot of people my age at New Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, he lived the kind of life I did. It's just like he was my one of two of my only friends. Still feels like that sometimes.
Well, it's
Yeah.
pretty early on, and you still have probably a couple more interviews to go through, but the outlook is looking pretty good that you might be considered one of my friends.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
I'm joking, by the way. I'm not actually like interviewing you. I would never. That was just a joke.
Okay.
Like that was a joke. Like
Okay.
I was.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I was.
Sorry.
I was like, if you would, I would love to be your friend. If you would like to be my friend.
Yes. Sorry, sometimes I don't. The social cues.
Yeah, no, and I understand, and I saw that in your face, and I lived in a world for a moment there where I was interviewing people to be my friend, and it didn't feel good, and I just want you to know
do people do that sometimes?
Nope,
or...
nobody. If anybody ever tells you that, they're an asshole, and you don't want to be their friend.
Okay.
Unless they're joking like me, which I was.
Yes. That's funny.
Did you see that like fake forced laugh genuinely makes her laugh? And
then I think we're just like laughing together.
Yeah. And we cut away from this moment. And Wallace, you feel a presence approaching from beside you, and you look over, and you see young Theo. kind of looking at you. What's up?
Nothing. You know that movie, Wild Hogs? The one with JT, John Travolta, and his friends.
Oh, and Robin Williams?
No, not Robin Williams. This is the one where he's it's the one where the four friends are on their motorcycles but they're not normal motorcycle people, and then they encounter a motorcycle gang.
Yeah, I guess.
And yeah, so I think there's the three towns of us all in this group together. Maybe we're all going to become one gang, and maybe we start our own town or something. What do you think?
I mean, I don't really want to leave Blue Valley.
Okay.
Do you
we
want
can
to
still
leave
be a
Blue Valley?
gang. Well, I don't know.
You want to be in a gang?
Yeah. Well, I just think
That actually, I mean, yeah, that'd be pretty.
it'd be cool, right?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
We'd roam the country and be, a gang together, and
Like outlaws.
yeah, or not, or good laws, in-laws. That's not right.
Hey, do you like that
Yeah.
Ruby girl?
I don't know. What, do you?
No. No.
I mean, it's okay if you do.
No, I mean she's real pretty, but she's a lot older than me.
Yeah, and that's something to respect, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I'm mature for my age. So
you are, yeah, so mature. You don't even have a hair on your face.
Neither do you.
Well, I'm trying. I got this little. I got a little.
Yeah, I guess
look.
it's yeah. Ew.
What?
Do you shave?
No.
Me neither. Do you think it hurts?
No. No way. Then why would people do it?
I hear people do a lot of things to look better, and a lot of them hurt.
Huh. Well, I guess you
I
find
don't like
out.
brushing my teeth. That kind of hurts.
It hurts for when you brush your teeth?
Yeah, Mom says it hurts because I don't do it enough, but
Well, maybe you should brush your teeth more.
but why?
Well, I mean, if it hurts every time, it should be normal feeling when you do it. Look, I don't think you understand. This might just be grown-up stuff. But
You're not
like,
a grown up.
yeah, I am. I am.
You're not.
Hey, just because you can like run after your mom when she's going on a thing and that's okay and stuff doesn't make you grown up. I volunteered for this and they said I was needed because it needed documenting.
Your age has teen in it still.
19.
Yeah, well, just because
That's the biggest teen there is.
Well, I can't really say
What are you-
anything about me following my mom because you don't, and that would be. So I can't. I mean, I can't really. I'm not mean. I don't want to be mean, so I can't really say anything. But.
So you said it without saying it.
But well, I'm just saying you're bringing up my mom, and that's not fair because I can't
Sure.
bring up your mom.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's fine.
You know, my mom has always been a mom to like so many other people that she's actually a mom to. So if you like, don't. I'm not saying if you want a mom, but I'm saying like if you ever like want to talk to somebody who like for sure is like so mom, then you can talk to my mom because I've never met someone more mom than my mom.
Well, you never met my mom, so look, if you're gonna be out here with us, if she starts running, you start running, okay? And don't let her out of your sight.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. And you should really watch Wild Hogs more, because we have it on DVD.
All right, I'll watch it because I mean, being in a gang kind of sounds cool.
It's pretty cool, and I'll show you how good John Travolta is in it too.
You know, I kind of think maybe you should like that Ruby girl because I think you're a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, but you like her, so I'm not gonna get in the way of that.
Yeah, well, that's because we're bros.
That's right. That's right. We're bros in a gang,
Yeah.
okay?
What's
Bros.
Can we have a secret handshake?
Yeah, and we gotta talk like this, bro.
Bro. What's that?
I don't know. It's how they say bro.
Bro. I heard that John Travolta
Mm-hmm.
was in a musical and sang like a girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
And probably is the best musical ever.
He sang like really high.
Yeah. Now, are we speaking about hairspray or grease?
We're speaking about Grace.
Okay.
Yeah. They're in a gang in that one.
The what?
They're in a gang in that one.
There's a gang. Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 gangs in that one.
Mm-hmm. We can be like them.
I don't want to be like the Pink Ladies.
We could. They have jackets, you know?
Yeah, but so do the T-Birds.
I guess they do.
And they, you know, were like greasy and stuff.
Yeah, but I've always wanted to smoke cigarettes like they do in that.
It looks so cool.
It looks so cool.
It looks so
It looks
cool.
so cool.
Anyone who smokes a cigarette is immediately cooler.
It's so cool.
It's the coolest
right?
thing.
Right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, I heard. I heard that there's some DVDs they don't let the kids watch.
Oh, you heard about that, huh?
Yeah, they call them. They're like. They're a bunch of movie titles that.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard before, but they're like a little off.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've seen 1 or 2 of those, and let me just tell you, they're not directed very well. So I think you should turn your attention away towards greener pastures.
Like Wild Hogs.
Mm-hmm.
Who directed Wild Hogs?
Oh, I forget. Probably John Travolta himself.
That really got to me. Cool. Well.
Cool. Hey, if you like someone, you should say that you think they're pretty. It's just nice for people to hear it.
You really think so?
If not, it'd just be funny.
All right. Well, hey, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to talk to that Nick guy.
Oh. Well, don't let Tori catch you.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, she hates his guts.
Yeah.
But I want him to know that he can't mess with us. You know?
Maybe we just stand like 15 feet away, and we cross our arms and lean against a tree or something when he's eating.
Okay. Is that what gangs do?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard that we should steal his lunch money.
What's that?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of. I mean, I've heard of money before, and I've heard of lunch before, but I don't know why they would coordinate.
Do you eat the money for lunch?
No, that would be weird. Because people just get lunch as a part of a community. They just exist,
Yeah,
so
right.
they deserve food.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't need this right now. X card. X card.
We zoom away from this moment.
No. I'm so sorry.
But we do. No, it was getting silly. We cut away from that moment. Oh, that was who directed Wild Hogs. Wow. So that really got me. Okay. You continue traveling. And the sun begins to set. Every once in a while, you feel like you hear echoing in the wind a distant screech, a growl, a scream, but it's ever so faint. Could it just be the wind? Is it just your nerves leading up to this moment? Or is it something else? Did that siren truly draw in the horrors of this outside world? And if so, what are you going to do about it? And the sun sets, and it is dark. Prepared for this, you all get out torches as it is far enough into this post-apocalyptic world that batteries and flashlights are a thing hard to come by. Most anything that requires electricity is run by a gas generator. You do have some oil lamps as well, and one or two dying old flashlights. Torches are honestly better. And you start to travel in this dim light. The nature around you darkening to a point where it feels like there's a cocoon of unknown wrapping around you. Not only physically, but metaphorically into what you're heading towards. Before the bunker comes into sight, as you get ever so closer, is there any more conversations that you want to have? Any last minute things that you want to get off your chest before it's time to approach the bunker and plan for your plan of attack? If not, that's fine. Just wanted to check in. Okay, so you get ever so closer, and eventually Arya kind of pulls up her horse, and she says, "It's a few hundred feet away from here. If you're wanting to stop a little bit further away, I would say here's our place." So everybody begins to go ahead.
Maybe a couple of us should stay a little bit ahead. Scope it out. Pretty sneaky.
I don't know if any of us should leave eyesight from one another. But willing to hear any approach. But
Do you want to explore it in the dark?
I unfortunately don't know if we have a choice. Maybe we do. I don't know. Should we... Are we willing to camp and wait?
I think if we're here... Yeah, I think if we're here, we need to go on. And I think we stick together. That's just my input.
All right.
As you get down off your horses, you load your guns, get your supplies together. Is there any healing that happens before you continue on?
How's everyone doing?
I have 11 out of 15.
I also have 11 out of 15.
Too.
I have 12 out of 15.
And I think Morgan's all good, right? 15 out of
I'm
15?
full, yeah.
Does anybody? I mean. Oh yeah, with Theo.
Oh, Theo's good. Yeah, no, Theo didn't get hit, and Sarah and Tyson healed themselves up with their own kit.
I have
Nick
3
never got
each left of this current med kit. Does everyone who has 11 want to take one more? So Perry, Tori, me.
That sounds great.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Just one final little patch up. Perfect. And there will still probably be another moment, but just wanted to check. As you get down off your horses and begin to approach, are we keeping any light sources on, or are we going in the dark?
Do we know in this world? Because in the game, the clickers
Can't
and
see.
I'm pretty sure the runners
Yeah, they can't see light. Yeah.
So we would be okay. Are we playing by those
Well,
rules?
runners, I mean, I don't think, it's not that they can't, I mean, I feel like runners, it's not that they can't see light, it's that it just doesn't really distract them. It's like more so movement is what distracts
movement
them.
and sound.
But clickers are flat out blind.
Yeah.
They just communicate through echolocation. So, you would feel relatively comfortable as far as infected are concerned. Your concern would be any human thing, but you aren't necessarily expecting that either. So, I just wanted to ask.
I mean, I think we could get away with like a light or two, just so we're not all, you know.
Maybe
Like we're gonna
someone
need
toward
it.
the front, someone toward the back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where's everyone else? Aren't they supposed to be here?
You do see tracks,
Did we
but you don't
hear?
see any. You don't hear anything. You don't see any tracks, or you don't see any sign other than the tracks heading towards the bunker.
And it's just footsteps. It's not like they didn't ride horses here or anything.
No, you see horses continuing.
Horse tracks into the bunker.
Not
Towards
into the
the
bunker.
bunker.
You're not at the bunker yet, but towards the bunker, closer than where you are. You're right now like a few hundred feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't
Any
see any
tracks
horses.
away
nearby.
from the bunker?
You do not see any horses or hear any, and there's no tracks leading away. Actually,
Hey,
roll a
awesome.
search check, whoever wants to.
Well,
Oh,
I'm hyper
wait.
vigilant,
Oh, I'm good at searching. I pray to God.
but I got 13.
13.
I have 24.
Wow.
I have a dirty 20.
Wow. Okay. Well, then I'll say both Ruby and Wallage. You recognize everything that I just said. But also, you actually do see that there are some foot tracks heading towards the bunker. There seems to be a number. You can't really tell how many, and their gaits seem to be very abnormal.
Abnormal.
Megan asked me a question. What the heck does gates mean?
Like the distance between the footsteps, the spacing and everything. It looks, I would say with the 24, these are infected tracks.
Love.
Yeah, and with the 24, I'll say they are fresher than the hoof prints.
Yikes.
They're fresher prints of Bel Air.
Yikes.
Shock.
If we leave the horses up here, are they gonna get attacked?
Probably less likely than if we brought them down.
and they could run away. We just shouldn't tie them up or anything.
I think either way we need to start moving right now. I think every second counts here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So you continue to head
I'll
forward.
like lead
Can I
lead the way.
as they're like kind of starting to leave?
Yes.
Can I turn to Theo?
Of course you can.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Look at me right now. Do you want to go with us, or do you want to stay up here with the horses? And it's okay if you want to stay up here with the horses. It is a noble feat to come as far as you have.
Staying here by myself by the horses sounds really scary.
It's going to be way less scary than what we're going to find in there. And I need you to really think hard about this, because you are going into something that you might not come back from. And that is just life. And that is just the world.
I know that I'm still a kid in some ways,
Most ways.
but I've seen movies and I've read books, and people a lot younger than me used to be men. And Dad told me before I left, he said that my mom is always protecting people, and that's what she is, a protector. But that she needed someone to protect her. And I can do that, Mom. I can. And if something bad happens, well, I don't know. I'd rather have come anyway. It's better than staying home worrying about you. Every time you go out, I never know if it's going to be the last. And when Uncle Theo I didn't know it would be the last time. And so I want to go.
All right.
I got your back.
Well, you're going to be in front of me, and I push him.
And you push him in front of you.
Yeah, and we walk with
Tori, you said you're kind of leading the way. Go ahead and make a search check for me, will you?
I can take up the
that's not what
back
I'm good at.
if
Okay.
I feel like protector.
Ooh, 21.
21. Let me see something here.
I feel a little scared.
Don't be scared.
I'm just a little scared.
There's gonna be like a noise from the back.
As you are making your way forward, for Jenna, fuck, Tori, for a second before they step out onto the trail in front of you, you see a couple figures making their way out of the tree line and into the trail in front of you. And you have a second to react.
I would put an arm out to everybody to stop. And I would just have my hand on my knife so that we are prepared when they see us.
Out of the forest walk 3 individuals. Give me just a second. The first is a large man wearing a dirty leather jacket, short hair with a beard, and he has a double-barrel shotgun that he currently has pointed in your direction.
Oh.
The next is a older woman, probably in her late 40s, early 50s, bandana tied around her head, with a handgun that is currently pointed in your direction. Lastly, you see an individual whose face you can't really see. They have a baseball cap, a bandana up over their face, and they have a hunting rifle that is currently pointed in your direction. At this, the woman steps forward and she says, "All right, now no sudden movements. No sudden movements. What are y'all
Can we
doing
help you?
here?"
We're trying to find friends. What are y'all doing here?
Well, we came because of the siren. This big bunker a little
What
ways
have you
back.
found? All right.
Saw you approaching with your torches and your lights. Wanted to see what you were doing here.
Just trying to find our people.
Oh. I don't know if you're gonna like what you find. She kind of laughs. Looks over at the guy with the leather jacket who's just like stoic and not budging. The guy in the cap seems like a little fidgety.
Y'all really gonna shoot those guns? Call every infected for a mile?
Every infected for a mile's already been called, sweetie. Seems that's what ran into your friends. We took care of the rest.
Harry's gonna look at the guy in the jacket and say, "You sure they didn't run into you too?"
He looks over at you. Kind of shrugs his shoulders. Cocks the shotgun. Listen, we don't mean you no harm. Why don't you just turn around, go back the way you came? Whatever's in that bunker in there is ours. You hear me?
You been down there yet?
Just a little ways in. Not too far yet.
Looks
Not
to me
enough
that
to
you're
share.
outnumbered.
Now, this isn't all of us. The rest of us are still in the bunker.
Vibe check.
Roll a vibe check.
21.
Through her teeth.
Lion.
Yeah.
I would, just to signal, how far are we like clumped together?
You were in a somewhat of a line, and I would say probably, I mean, to see the conversation, yeah, you would probably kind of all get in a clump to see what was going on.
I would be behind Tori.
Okay.
I would try to like position myself behind Tori and take the my like handgun in its holster and just like click the thing back.
Okay,
As if I'm,
but
like,
in a way that they
preparing.
can't see.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
taking
yeah.
it out. I just want to
Yeah.
like click the.
Because if they
the
see
hammer
any
back.
sudden movements, they're like,
Yeah,
they're
no, I
trapped.
just the
Okay.
goal being, and I don't know if Tori would get it, but the goal being like she says there's more of us back there, and the click of that means that I know they're lying and I'm ready to fight.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been on enough runs that I would say Tori probably picks up on what you're putting down.
Yeah, especially if she knows that I wouldn't shoot.
Yeah.
Since she said not to.
Yeah.
I will hear that and say, we may not look like much, but I'm gonna give y'all one more chance to let us through if you don't mean us any harm. So you say.
When she says that, I'm gonna kind of go from like indicate to them that I'm ready to pull out my rifle. I guess I'm not gonna pull it out.
Yeah. When she sees you do that, she will be like, no. That's not what we're gonna do here. Listen, we do mean you no harm, as long as you do exactly what we say. Now we might be outnumbered, but we got the drop on y'all. So, unless you can pull out your gun quicker than I can pull this trigger, I would turn right on around.
Go ahead, Jenn.
No, you go.
I don't know. Okay. Harry's scrappy, so okay. She's gonna try to okay, so to that she will say, I mean, it's either us or those couple runners headed straight for you, and kind of like motion behind them.
Ooh, okay.
Hey.
Look behind you.
Roll a convince check.
Okay, I gotta use this digi die because I completely forgot all my dice.
No worries.
If this works, Tori is ready to grab her gun and have it out when they turn around. Like, ready.
What check did you say to do? I'm sorry.
Convince.
Okay, so that's a 13.
Okay. She like hesitates for a second, but before anything can happen anyway, you all hear a gunshot go off, which causes all of you to jump as the woman's head explodes in a cacophony of viscera, and
oh my God.
she
Band name.
falls to the ground, and you see that the man with the cap and the bandana has fired the rifle at the woman's head. And
Who is
the
it?
big man with the shotgun is now going to turn around and fire his shotgun at this man. There's a +5 to this.
Descent from within.
Oof, that's a 2, which misses. The man's going to
shit.
fire back on him. And then we can get to it to see if you guys do anything. The man has a +5 to this. That's a 21.
Shut the fuck up.
Oof, only 3 points of damage. The man fires his rifle at the big guy. The big guy takes 3 points of damage. Before the big guy can do anything, do any of you do anything? It's okay if not.
I think Tori would instinctively put herself in front of Morgan. I know Morgan's already behind her, but and then not shoot, but just have her gun out to be just as ready as they were.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
So you just
here,
gotta watch
same
this
here.
this shootout go down. Okay, so the big guy's gonna fire. +5. Misses. Small guy's gonna shoot. +5. Misses.
Oh my God.
They both had 2 bullets.
What is
They're
this,
both
Star Wars?
out. They run at each other.
Can I just like motion to everyone that we should just like go around them?
Well,
Just,
no,
like,
I want to
let
see
them
who.
fucking-
I want to see who this guy is.
Yeah, I mean, if you have your gun out now, can you be like, no, like, stop? Like, now that they don't have bullets.
Tori definitely would not stop two people from beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if somebody else
same.
wants to.
I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to stop them.
I don't want to
personally. I want
interfere.
to watch them.
Yeah, I mean,
but,
this is
like,
all
I just
happening
wanna
really
know who
quickly, though, too. Like,
Yeah.
you have to keep in mind, like, I
Yeah.
don't think you would have time to, like, have the entire group
Fair.
just, like, skirt this interaction. Okay, well, I'm just going to roll some dice here real quick.
I just want to also be on the lookout for any infected that might be drawn to this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking.
Damn. Yes.
Got him. Got him.
Didn't get him. Didn't.
Okay.
The fact that we really don't know what he's wrong.
Yeah.
So
That was a lot of sevens. Ah!
It's
Okay.
not good though.
Freaking single digit.
Okay, so you guys watch a long, drawn-out battle, which is really like 30 seconds of these two guys just like going at each other, and eventually the guy in the baseball cap takes the shotgun and slams the butt into the big guy's head over and over and over again until he stops moving, and the guy in the cap throws the shotgun to the side, falls to the ground. Oh,
What the fuck?
it is breathing super heavily. And he looks over in your direction. And then he looks over at the two people that he's just killed. And he's breathing heavily and he's panicking. He rips off the baseball cap and he pulls down the bandana, and Ruby, you see your older brother, Casey.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And he's just like, he's like,
I think
in
I would immediately be
shock
like,
and just like,
I think I would just like say his name, like instinctively. I'd be like, Casey?
they weren't gonna let you go. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it.
I think I would like very slowly like be like turn to people and be like, that's my brother, and like approach him like really slowly, kind of like hands out, make sure that he's not like gonna freak out on me, and be like,
Yeah.
Casey, who are those people? What's going on here? Casey,
Is that
you're
really?
alive. What's
Is that really you? And he just like throws his arms around you.
Oh my god!
And he just starts sobbing. He starts sobbing in his shoulder. He didn't get shot, but he did get like a few like physical blows in, and so he kind of like, and he was already like down on the ground tired, so he kind of like drags you to your knees as he's just like hugging you, crying, and all of you are watching this go down, probably also all in shock as to like what you're seeing, and
yeah.
Go ahead.
I think Ruby would be like close to tears as well, but like a little scared. Like what she just saw Casey do is like,
of course,
quite an introduction, a reintroduction. I'm like,
yeah.
What the fuck? Like, so I'm like, Casey, take a deep breath. What? We gotta quiet down. We gotta quiet down. What is going on here? What? Who?
I've been
Where?
traveling-
How are you here?
I've been traveling with them for a couple months now. Mom's dead, and I've just been alone, and I thought you and Luke were gone, and I've just been trying to.
Luke's alive, but he's really sick. He's really sick, Casey, and we have to get whatever's in the bunker to him.
What?
We have to. He's quarantined. There's a lot of people that are really sick, and we think that the antidote is here in the bunker. That's why we're here.
Oh, what? That's crazy. I had to. I've traveled with them in the last couple of months, and I know them enough to know that they weren't going to let you go. They were going to kill you guys as soon as you turned your backs to them. I had to. If I didn't do that, I've never killed somebody before.
I see. I see. There's gonna be. It's okay. It's okay. You saved me and my friends.
He kind of like, for the first time, takes in all of the like 8 to 9 other people that are here, and he's like, "So, who are all of you? Where have you been? What?"
And I would explain that like Luke and I found Blue Valley. Half the people are from there, half the people are from the Dawn, and why Luke was at New Memphis and everything. Like trying to kind of give not too much detail because it's like not important to go into too much right now.
Yeah, but enough to
I'd be
just
like,
yeah.
But like the point is that there's like a community of people that are looking out for each other, and there's people who really need us right now, and this is my brother Casey. Casey,
I'm sorry everybody.
No.
I didn't know. I was just doing what they told me to do. I was scared. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Harry will say, "Sorry, I almost shot you."
I probably would have deserved it.
Casey, do you have
rough
any
out
idea?
here.
Yeah.
What?
Harry said it's rough out here, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's rough out here. You do what you got to do.
Yeah. They would rob people, and I kind of thought that maybe that was just what the world was now out here. There's 3 communities?
Yeah.
Wow. It doesn't look good over there. We found mainly everybody. It looks like there was a big fight that happened. We heard lots of gunshots. Yeah.
And here at the bunker?
Yeah. Right outside.
You know if there's anyone still alive, infected, or...
The door to the bunker's open. That's all we know. That's all we saw. We took a step in. I could hear something further in, but then he kind of like gestures over to the woman. She saw your lights and pulled us back.
Well, regardless of what's there, we got to get there.
Feel like you're in a state to join us?
I'm not gonna stay out here by myself if that's okay with everybody.
More the merrier.
Well, let me go around the circle and introduce you. We got Ruby, we got Mary, we got Tori, we got Wallace, we got Theo. This is my son Theo, and we got Aria.
This is Aria. This is Luke's girlfriend.
What? And Aria kind of introduces herself a little shyly. Does anybody grab the big guy's shotgun or the woman's handgun?
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
I would take. Can I just take the ammo from both?
Of course. Yeah.
Can I take the shotgun?
Yeah.
And
I would leave the ammo in the shotgun then if Morgan's taking it.
Well, yeah,
And
there's
that's
none in the shotgun, but he had 4 more left on him. It's a double-barreled shotgun that can do 2 shots at a time.
And how many bullies?
It should be on your weapon list tab. Oh, how many bullets? Sorry, there was 4 total.
4. So I found 4 on him, but there's none in the chamber.
Yeah, he used the 2 in the chamber, and then he had 4 extra. Correct.
You're a weaponless.
Do I find any handgun bullets?
Yeah, she had a full. She doesn't have any extra, but her handgun was filled with 5.
I would go
I'll just
over
take the handgun
to
Okay.
Wallace, and as I'm taking my, I'm putting the shotgun on my shoulder, and I will reload it. I'll take some time to put some in the chamber.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my rifle, and I'm gonna like hold it out to Wallace.
You want? Oh, okay.
You know how to handle this thing?
Like a camera, point and shoot.
One shoot. And reload if it's empty. Don't forget that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tape over a fish on this one.
Okay.
All right.
Are there any other weapons unaccounted for?
They all. The big guy had a baseball bat, and the woman had a knife.
And I had 2 bullets in there already, Adam, and 4 that I'll hand over.
Okay.
Does anyone need the baseball bat?
Yeah.
Nick raises his hand and says, "As a man with currently no weapons, I would not mind using a baseball
Fuck
bat."
yourself.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. You can have a
Why does he have no weapons?
Because he's not trusted with them.
Oh, yeah.
You can have one. I'm just kidding.
Give him a bat.
You won't regret it.
You strong?
Anybody else?
You strong, Nick?
Yeah. Not a very good shot after someone destroyed my eye.
I'm a very good shot. Does anyone else need this other gun?
I don't need this gun, but I do want to search like their bags or pockets or anything for any extra supplies we could round up.
Yes. I will say that you find the equivalent of 1 rag and 1 alcohol between the 2 of them. So you can either craft another med kit or you can craft a Molotov. Up to you. I know what Adam wants to do.
Yes.
I'm gonna save this baby for a Molotov.
Alrighty. You can craft that now if you want to.
I think I sure will.
Yeah.
And put
go
it in your
ahead.
backpack while it is aflame. Like they do in the
I'm actually just gonna take myself out now.
No, I was on the lookout for this.
That's crazy that's Casey.
Yeah, you good, bro?
My gosh.
I'm
I
surprised you
I
didn't see it coming, to be honest.
I honestly didn't, which is crazy.
Okay. Any other preparations that anybody makes before you jump on in?
What's Casey's hit points look like?
Casey is at 8 out of 15.
Whoa.
Okay. I can give him 2. So he's at 10.
Oh, thank you.
Is that good?
I really appreciate that. You don't have to do that. Thank you.
Don't be a Boromir, okay?
Oh, I would never be a Boromir, no. If anything, I'm his brother Faramir. My older brother Luke, he's a Boromir, but not in the way that he, he's in the way that his father actually saw him. Is the way
Can't believe you
Boromir-
could. I can't believe you've read the other books.
He's only seen the first movie.
You'll have to tell me everything.
Oh yeah, of course.
Both of you.
Yeah, I'll tell you everything.
I'll tell you beat by beat.
You can't go in this bunker, do anything.
We went from we need to hurry to let's go
To
through all
wait,
of
wait,
the
wait.
murdering.
Wait a minute.
Watch it.
He's
Wait,
only
wait.
seen the first. Yeah. I can't believe 2 Towers is. We'll talk.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. And as you all approach, you get closer and closer to this large metal structure that is implanted into a nearby, this is a very mountainous area, so this like large craggy hill. It's just embedded in there. And as you are all approaching, you see on the inside of this bunker flashing lights occasionally. Flashing red lights that are shining. And as you approach, on the outside of this bunker, you see bodies. You see people recently killed by infected. You see recently killed infected. And Arya lets out a little gasp and runs up to a nearby woman who looks killed, and slowly starts to just kind of sob. And she looks at you others, and they're all dead.
I think I would like go put my arms like around her shoulders, because I know that her mom was out here too.
And you assume that that's who this is.
Yeah. And just, I don't think I'd say anything, just kind of like hold on to her and be like, yeah.
Do these people seem like they were killed by infected?
Correct. It seems like it was like a battle that just kind of like both sides took each other out, but apparently the infected won, and then Casey and the two that he was with kind of picked off the stragglers.
Does it look like any of the infected came out from the bunker, or did they all come from the outside as well?
I won't even require a roll. None of them look old enough to be what was described, and they all look like they look as if they came from outside. You don't see any like indication that any of these infected would be from inside the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
Even the oldest clicker that you see here doesn't seem like it would have been in a bunker for decades, if that's what you're asking. But eventually Arya stands and she says, "They saved us. They cleared out all these infected. They didn't die in vain. Let's go get those supplies." And she just drapes her jacket over her mother and stands and just starts heading into the bunker.
I think I would stop and look for any extra med kits on any of our comrades before heading in.
Good question. You know what? Let's say there's a 25% chance that there's enough supplies for another med kit here. Okay? 25 or below on this D100. Oof, it's an 80. Not enough. Sorry.
Okay.
Wallage is gonna go up to Tori.
Okay.
And be like, do you think maybe you should give your respirator to Theo? Just in case if we're going in there.
Yeah, Tori probably would have like taken it off when we left and maybe just clipped it on her bag or something, so she probably forgot that she even has it. But yeah, that's a...
I mean, I know it's like we might be infected, we might not be infected with it, and I don't want you to die or nothing, but
No, I would rather die any day of the week than have Theo die. So that's great. And I would just walk up to Theo and put it on him with no warning.
Hey, what are you doing? Oh,
You gotta wear that.
thanks.
Thank Wallace.
Thanks, Wallace.
I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like it.
The two
you
of
ever see?
What's lunch money? I'll tell you when you're older.
Okay.
I guess I still have the other respirator. I don't know if anybody should have it.
Well, Casey had a mask on. Was that for no reason or purpose that I'm asking anything to do with what was going on in there, or he just was trying to hide himself?
He was just trying to hide his face.
Ah, pits.
I was just trying to give it a plot beat.
Yeah, I just thought he knew something maybe, and we should all wear masks, and that would be helpful.
I mean, I figure if we have like, because we talked about this before we even left Blue Valley, that like we would have masks of some kind, like even if we're just tying.
Yeah, just like some protective.
I imagine that we would be doing that, even if we only have the 2 respirators, just for like.
Yeah, just like a bandana or.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you step forward, you see a name across the top of this bunker. It is called the Black Hollow Facility. And as you get inside this bunker, you start seeing, I mean, it's eerie. You see everything you see some because of the radius of your torches, and then in red intermittent flashes you can see further into the bunker. And you see papers strewn about, manila folders molded on the ground, medical carts emptied, drawers left open for decades. There's dust in certain places. Actually, no, it surprisingly is not dusty. And you see wording along the walls, on these metal walls, wording with different colored arrows that kind of go along the walls, seem to be leading you to different sections of the bunkers. There's an intake. There's legal processing. There's infirmary. And there's also a wording that says Project Lazarus. And you start to see some of these files are x-rays and graphs and pictures of corpses of rats covered in fungus and military signature and signage. This is a weird place. You see another sign. Black Hollow Facility. Established 2002. You find a document pasted up on a wall. It's a memo from July of 2013. The mentions of a Project Lazarus reaching the final stages.
I hate it.
As you are continuing into this bunker, Arya leads you, or starts to lead the group, towards the infirmary, which is coincidentally in the same direction as Project Lazarus. And as you get about halfway into this bunker, that's when you start to hear it. What the others most have heard. A low grumble. Almost as if someone with the vocal cords of rock were trying to speak. Hard frequencies grinded together. A echoing groan that permeates the halls and sends a chill up your spine. And then you hear more sounds. Clicking. The groan of infected. And then that large, loud sound again. A footstep. Another. A heavy thud. Something in the distance clattering to the floor. Flash of red. You see figures. Infected. Another flash of red. They approach. Another flash of red. A large, imposing figure approaches with them. Another flash of red. And you see a 7.5, 8 foot tall figure thudding, crouching through this hallway. Fungus implanted on their body, creating armored claws that extend from their hands. Bulbous mushroom-like growths extending from their body. But the most horrific thing is the socketless eyes that stare at you as you look at an original. And that is where we are going to end this week's session. Thank you so much for joining us, all of you. And we will see what happens in 2 weeks' time on April 1st as our survivors face off against a homebrewed enemy called an original. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for Bees for being so active in the chat. Thank you to my players. The best players a GM can ask for. I say it every time, but I mean it every time. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.